Insurance is an integral part of financial planning, particularly because one hospital bill can derail you financially, and that medical emergency need not always be yours. It can be anybody's, maybe from your family members or your dependents. That's the reason why I ask NRIs and also make sure my NRI clients have the right kind of insurances before even we start investing. Mostly if you see, NRIs are confused when will they be able to come back to India or will they ever come back or not. So in that case, should NRIs buy a health insurance policy in India? Let me answer in this video whether NRIs can buy a health insurance policy in India. Should they buy? What is the process to buy? And are there any tax benefits to it? So let's get started. So can NRIs buy a health insurance in India? Absolutely yes. A common misconception amongst most of the NRIs is that they cannot buy a health insurance in India since they don't live here. Let me clearly tell you that yes, NRIs are eligible to buy health insurance in India just like any other resident Indian. The application and documentation process involved may be slightly different, but that does not mean that you can't buy a policy in India. However, we need to be clear about one thing. A health insurance policy purchased in India only covers medical expenses incurred in Indian hospitals. It does not cover any overseas medical expenses unless the policy states or has a separate feature for it. Why should NRIs buy health insurance in India? There are mainly 7 advantages that you have as an NRI if you buy a policy in India. First is that you will have a medical coverage in your home country. Now, even if you are already insured under a health insurance policy in your country of resident, it may not cover the medical expenses that are incurred during your stay or your next visit in India. This is very frequent, as you know, when you come to meet your family members and friends, and these tenures can be at least a month long. Number 2 is that it is cheaper to have health insurance in India. India is slowly becoming a hub for medical tourism. Approximately 2 million patients visit India each year from 78 countries for medical, wellness and IVF treatments also. This is because healthcare services are cheaper in India when compared to the other overseas countries. So a lot of NRIs plan their surgeries, health treatments in India. Point number 3. Medical insurance in India is comparatively cheaper also. Indian health insurance policies offer lower premium when compared to health insurance policies in your country of residence. It also offers higher coverage as compared to other countries. Point 4 is that you get to enjoy a hassle-free claim settlement. Suppose you buy a health insurance policy in country of your residence, let's say US, and you are hospitalized in India. Now, while claiming health insurance for medical expenses incurred in India will be not very easier to settle. It will be easier if you have a policy in India. This is because presenting proof and proper documentation will be very much easier, allowing for a more streamlined process and even access to cashless treatment facilities. If your foreign medical policy offers a global coverage, that claim process may definitely be more time consuming simply due to the bureaucracy involved and the tightness of the process of getting your claim processed. Point 5 is to get an advantage of the waiting period also. If you are an NRI who plans to come back to India, let's say within next few years, then buying a health insurance in India today can be very much beneficial, especially if you want maternity, critical illness or pre-existing diseases also covered and sum assured for a very high amount. This is because most health insurance plans in India have a waiting period of 2 to 4 years for these pre-existing conditions. Buying medical insurance for NRIs in India before you move to India completely will help you skip these waiting periods also. You can immediately get insurance benefits under these covers when you permanently shift back to India. Point 6 is having a family coverage. Some NRIs who moved abroad for employment purposes have their families back in India. They can extend their health insurance coverage to their family members also. This ensures that their loved ones have access to healthcare facilities and also financial protection in case of medical emergencies. 7th point is peace of mind. Now, having a health insurance provides NRIs with a peace of mind that they have financial protection against any unforeseen medical expenses. This peace of mind can be incredibly reassuring when living abroad, knowing that healthcare needs in India are totally covered. So what is the process to buy medical insurance for NRIs in India? NRIs can easily buy health insurance online, or they can consult an advisor who specializes in the same. The entire process can be done fully online, and it just takes matter of minutes. As for documentation, NRIs may be required to prove their Indian citizenship through valid documents like an identity proof, an address proof, and your recent ITR filings. Now, there are certain tax benefits for NRIs if they buy a health insurance policy in India. Not many NRIs are aware that they are eligible for 18% refund of the premium that they pay for their health insurance policies. This 18% is the GST paid, and they can claim a GST refund from the insurer if they pay the premium from an NRI account. They need to submit a declaration along with 6 months bank statement of their NRI account and a TRC, which is tax residency certificate, to get this refund. One point to note here is that as per FEMA regulations, the claim amount payable under health insurance policies for NRIs can be paid only in Indian rupees, since the premiums have been paid in Indian rupees. Now, if there are claims made outside India, they have to be settled in foreign currencies in case of global coverage. In such cases, the claim payment can be made to the insured NRI's foreign bank account, or maybe their RFC account which they have maintained in India. So it's important to review the terms and conditions of health insurance policies carefully, understand the coverage offered, and select the plan that suits best for your needs and your circumstances. While there are various benefits for NRIs for having a health insurance policy in India, depending on their needs, their incomes, and their family situations, the premiums can vary. Consult an advisor who specializes in serving NRIs for insurance planning, and not to mention, I am the guy who can help you with this. Here at NRI Money with Alok, I am committed to helping NRIs making right investments and financial decisions. Send me your questions and experiences, and I'll try to answer them through a video. Until next time.